Hi guys, welcome again to another video of ours for our lesson in marine environment or protection of marine environment. And for now, our next lesson is about conventions and legislations adopted by various countries. So actually, kung titignan ninyo into your modules, we have a lot of topics na covered by this lesson, no? Conventions and legislations adopted by various countries. So we have your mga OPA 90, OPHRC, then civil liability, and all the other things, no? That is covered by our lesson, no? But for now, for this video, I will be only discussing about your London Dumping Convention. No. So if you notice, we have discussed already all the Marple annexes from Marple Annex 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I know that you had already learned something a lot from that one, from the Marple annexes. And now we will be discussing about the London Dumping Convention. This is not actually part of the Marple, no? No international regulations for the prevention of pollution by our International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution, no? Um, uh, by ships, no, at sea. So this one is about the London Dumping Convention. So when we say London Dumping Convention, no, so it's a convention on the prevention of marine pollution by dumping wastes and other matter 1972. Now you have to take note that the Marpol Convention, from the name itself, it is preventing pollution from ships, no, at sea, no. It prevents pollution, or it is about preventing pollution at sea, no, by ships. So mainly the focus of our Marpol 7378 is about the ship-generated waste. May it be operational or accidental. So yun yung focus ni Marpol Annexes or ni Marpol Annexes natin. But here in the London Dumping Convention, anong pinagkaiba niya with the Marpol Annex? Ano yung Marpol Annex na garbage? Yes, sir. So the Marpol Annex garbage natin is about Marpol Annex, yes, Annex 5, no? So Annex 5 talks about your regulations for the prevention of pollution by garbage from ships. Now this one is quite different because it talks about the dumping of waste and other matters, and this usually deals with human-generated waste natin, no? The objective of the London Dumping Convention, as you can see, is to promote the effective control of all sources, so all sources of marine pollution, and to take all practicable steps, no, to prevent pollution of the sea by dumping of wastes and other matter. So definitely, we are still covered by this convention because, of course, our working environment is at sea, and we humans are generating waste as well, no? And as per our Marpol annexes, we're not allowed to dump wastes at sea, and as well as we need to follow certain regulations. Now, we are allowed to discharge something, no, based on the regulations, but we have to follow strictly the regulations, and we have to deal with the certificates and something like that. So the same also with our London Dumping Convention, that we need to follow strict regulations when we are talking about dumping of waste, no? So we have also this London Protocol. No, the London Convention is different from the London Protocol. No, the London Protocol was agreed to further modernize the convention and eventually replace it. No, so our London Dumping Convention was in 1972, but this London Protocol, I think that was 2006. No, if I'm not mistaken, our London Convention was, or sorry, London Protocol was has entered into force in 2006. Allow me to recheck it. No, but basically, the London Protocol improved or modernized the London Convention. Number one reason there that they wanted to modernize, it's because we are adapting into the new industrial innovations, no? Kumbaga, a lot of changes had happened already in our society. And, our ways had become different as well. Yeah, I'm correct that the London Protocol was in 2000 and it entered into force in 2006. No? In 1996, they're trying to modernize, no, the London Protocol, but it was in 1996 when the protocol has entered into force. No? So that's it. No? The protocol, no, it says in the protocol that all dumping is prohibited, no, and they have this certain reverse list. If we're talking about the London Convention, they have this black and gray list. No, meron silang black and gray list. But in the London Protocol, when they renewed it into the London Protocol, nagkaroon na ng reverse list natin. Now, going back to the London Convention, no, the objective of the London Convention and Protocol is to promote the effective control of all sources of marine pollution. No, so it regulates all the waste that is being dumped at sea. No, in London Convention, there is a so-called black and gray list, as I said, no, approach which is applied for waste, which can be considered for this disposal at sea, no, according to the hazard they present to the environment, no. So here's a few things, no, that I found on the Google, wherein sa black and gray list approach natin, if it's on the black list, no, items that were prohibited were the mercury, the cadmium, persistent plastics, oil, radio waste, organohalogens, no? So these are actually prohibited to be dumped at sea. We have certain gray list items required, which requires a permit to be dumped at sea, no? Like arsenic, copper, cyanide, fluorides, pesticides, and scrap metal, no? Uh, Banned in most ocean dumping of waste produced on land. So if we have land-based na na waste, no, it's actually against our London Convention, no, 1972 London Convention. In London Protocol natin, in London Protocol, no, application of a precautionary approach, no, is included as a general obligation in our London Protocol, no. A certain reverse list approach is adopted as well in our London Protocol, which implies that all dumping is prohibited unless explicitly permitted. So the dumping of waste still are permitted, no, provided that it is included. It is prohibited. If it is not prohibited, no, to be dumped, no. Incineration of waste at sea is prohibited as well, no. And the export of waste for the purpose of dumping or incineration at sea is as well prohibited. Like for example, if you will export or if you will carry a certain a waste, then you will put it on a ship, then it will be, disposed at sea. It's not allowed as per London Protocol natin. No, they have been a lot of siguro mga countries in the past that they're doing it, and that's why they are trying to put up a new convention or new rule which is like that, no. Ganun talaga naman sa shipping industry. Or in any, actually not just in the shipping industry, or in any place, no, wherein we wait sometimes for something to happen, then we try to give solution to that, no. Kumbaga madadala lang tayo or ma-realize natin ang importance niyan kung may nangyari ng masama or may nangyari ng disgrasya. If you remember the Titanic, no, Titanic was one of the most disastrous happenings that had happened. Happenings that had happened. Grabe. Happenings, no, in the maritime industry way back on that time, no, wherein after nun, doon na nagising yung mga yung maritime industry that we need some certain of regulations to be followed para maging safe ang shipping industry. So after the Titanic incident, they tried to create the SOLAS Convention, the STCW Convention, and like in the MARPOL, they need to have a lot of tanker incidents like the Exxon Valdez, the all the other mishaps that had happened at sea. All of those things needs to happen first before they get into a new regulation, no? So yun, yung parang nangyayari din, no? Kahit saan. Now, ito yung sa London Protocol natin. As I said, we go back to the London Protocol natin. That's all for this video. To recap, we have London Convention, we have London Protocol, and it's all about dumping of waste at sea. If you want actually to read more about the London Protocol or the London Convention, it's actually can be found on the YouTube. I think on the Moodle app or in the Moodle on the M rooms rather, there are links that you can click and check on what are the contents of this London Convention. But basically, on our learning objectives that I had explained on the Zoom, that we were only tasked to describe what is your London Convention, no? And the rest actually of the lessons that we'll be having soon. If you have questions, as I said, don't hesitate to ask me questions. If you have concerns or any other things, kindly do message me on my Facebook account, on my M rooms, and of course, and you can give me a private message. You can give me a text or call whenever you need it. Now, just review your orientation PowerPoint or slides. I have placed there my cell phone number for you. And at the same time, I want to check if you are watching this video. If you're watching this video, congratulations, no? Because you want to learn. And at the same time, you have reached as far as this, no? Kindly comment down below your name or your anything, your any concern, no? Or just give me something like hello, no, on the comment section, just to identify that you had watched this video. For all those who are watching these videos, for the subscribers that I have on the channel that I created, I made the channel just for you. It's not for my benefit, but it's for your benefit. I'm doing this because, as you requested, Zoom classes are a little bit hassle. At the same time, whenever your signal fluctuates, you cannot watch or you cannot understand the Zoom meeting, no? So this one, it's accessible anytime, anywhere. You can watch it as many times as you want, and I hope you're learning something. Okay? So that's it for this video, and I'll see you on the next video. Ciao.